process happened. Can you explain what you were talking about?
I don't know if it's provocative. It's just that I feel that in that process that I found the best group that was possible to find during that period of time. And I wasn't in position where I would have liked to have been to have let my agencies bring back to me on merit what would have been the best company, and that's just select that, which is how we make other selections. There were two other leaders who were co-equal in the process and have the same duty that I had, and they had different points of view for 5 months, and finally at the end of the 5 months I was able to persuade them about one group that they all agreed to. We set new terms for the group that we all agreed to, and now in the next month we'll see if that group can comply with the new regulations, and that will determine the outcome. And so any question anyone would want to ask me about that, I am more than willing to answer.
Because it struck some as that you were saying that other leaders may have had similar conversations or had more conversations that people may be more find more questionable than those that you feel you had yourself.
I wasn't saying that at all. I was just saying that other leaders were involved in the process, and the way I read it, it's all about what the governor did. It's actually what about all three leaders did, and that's really it. I'm just saying that this was a three-way process, just like a budget. And it wasn't, but what I was reading before the decision was made was the governor's got to break the deadlock here. The governor's got to come up with a group. And the governor did come up with a group, and the group had been approved by the lottery.
Governor, it's Ozzie Tabor with the New York Observer. Just to follow up on Brendan's question, you said that there might be some interesting things that you might disclose if you were called to elaborate on it. I was wondering if you could tell us what those points were.
No, I wouldn't tell you that. That's for the Inspector General, although it wouldn't bother me if it was a public conversation. All I'm saying is that I have not discussed anything that went on in the process. I did not. I only spoke with the other leaders. I only put out the new protocols when the three leaders had agreed to it, and always acted in concert with the other two leaders. Now, if I'm asked to talk about how the process went, well, then I would have to do that. You see what I'm saying? And that's all I'm saying.
Governor, can you speak about your resolve this week with the voters in light of all the scandal that's happened?
Say again?
Your resolve this week after the Times article and that whole scandal broke, didn't break, was the actual story. What's your message to the voters out there in New York right now?
My message to the voters is that I am trying to get the budget passed on time, and I'm trying to balance the budget. And I feel that every distraction has been thrown up to try to refocus me on other issues other than the fact that the state almost ran out of money in December and I had to close the deficit myself, which I don't think I should have to do. I think the legislature should help me. The legislators are saying that I have politically decided to oppose them. The reality is, whatever the legislator thinks of what I'm doing, I put a budget out that most good government groups and financial analysts feel is a good budget. And yet we haven't heard any of the legislator, well, some of them have, to be honest, but I need for the leadership of the legislature to say more than we have to control spending. I want to hear how we control spending, because that's what I put in the budget deficit. So my message to the voters is I will be undeterred by fallacious gossip or distractions.
Sorry, this is an important question. On the point about the AEG, you said that earlier this week that the subpoenas were all related to New Direction and they were not related to the AEG situation. How concerned are you that questions about New Direction and the Katrina charity could scuttle the overall AEG bid through all this turmoil?
I don't think that... I don't know anything about New Directions, so I don't know about the not-for-profit, and I don't know if any of the not-for-profit people were involved. My understanding is that they were not.
Thank you, Governor.